Not really. It's flattering. It's nice that a lot of guys are thinking about our team, but that puts a bullseye on us. So everybody wants to be us. Brings out the best in everybody. It's a good game every time we're playing. So that's what we're looking forward to.
Having been so close, 2 straight years in college World Series, first time just getting there, and last year making the championship game. How hungry does that make the rest of your ball club to get back there and win it all this time?
Oh, real hungry. If we didn't get to Omaha this year, it'd feel like a letdown. We've been there 2 years in a row now, so we got to get back there for sure. And we have experience. We've been building on that for the last 2 years, so we really know what it takes to get there this year and win it all, bring home that trophy we want.
Hudson, with this group of guys, does it feel at all like kind of a last shot?
Oh, not at all. Like I said earlier, Sully's been building this program, finally getting the way he wants it. We've got great guys coming in, even the recruiting classes next year are good. So, it wouldn't be a letdown if we didn't get back there too much. For my group of guys it might be, but for the program in a whole, not really.
But your group, juniors and seniors, this might be the last shot for you guys.
Possibly, yeah. We're putting every day into it like 100%, realizing it could be our last year, but we can't think that way. We got to take it one season at a time.
How comforting is it to bring the weekend rotation back and just know what to expect Friday, Saturday, Sunday in a row?
It's a good feel. All three of us have been working together for a year now. We know with each other. We can give clues and hints, like after facing one lineup compared to another's, and learn how to work well together. So it's a ease going into the year knowing that already.
What do you think's improved since last year for yourself? What have you worked on, and what's going to be the goal to be better at this year?
For myself, I've been working on a cutter, like I said in the fall. I like throwing as a lefty, it's the senior pitch I have. Just my two-strike mentality. Maybe elevating, moving the ball around zone, maybe a little bit more, making kids feel uncomfortable. That's my focus so far this year.
You gave the Gators 124 innings last year. Do you feel you could put up the same amount of innings this season?
I'm looking to. I'm looking to improve every year, so hopefully more.
What did you see from Brian and Carson in the fall that made you think they're taking more steps?
Carson's sophomore year now. He's got 1 year under his belt. That's a huge year to have under your belt. So he's just going to have a year of experience, learn how to hold runners better, work deeper into games, hopefully. And, Brian, the same story, Hopefully both of them can get a little deeper into the games for us this year.
Has there been any clarity to possible midweek starters or just go with the flow? What have you seen so far?
I think that's really going to come down to these spring practices and scrimmages to see who really is shining and outperforming the others. We've got some good options right now, though, so I really couldn't tell you who.
Is there competition to that between you guys, though? Is there kind of maybe a sense of pride in being that Friday night guy?
There's definitely a sense of pride. I try to take the pitching staff by home and be a leader for everybody, and just set the example on Friday nights so they can learn from my actions.
You talked about your off season. How do you think Whitson's off season went, and what do you see that he's added?
I know he started throwing bullpens earlier than all of us because he had a little time off this fall. So he's probably a little bit more cleaned up right now than most of us with his spots and pitches. So I'm excited to see him out here in the scrimmages. I'm not sure when he pitches this weekend, but I'm looking forward to it.
Is there anything specific that looks better?
No,
or a pitch that he's added or anything?
No, I don't think he's done anything different. It's just the same what he's been doing last year.
Is there one guy that maybe has been a little bit off the radar that you've been watching work out that you're excited for to see him come out here this year?
It's going to be interesting to see where some of these freshmen turn up. They have talk about Casey playing second, but I like Tobias, I like Schaefer, I like all of them, Mags and the rest of the pitchers. It's going to be interesting how many innings they are this year.
What have you seen specifically some of those freshman pitchers like Johnny and those guys?
Johnny, being an older kid, he really has a more sense of maturity out there on the mound. He knows what he's doing a little bit more. But it'd be nice to see a little bit of improvement from the fall. I expected more from him, and I'm sure he's going to deliver this spring. The other guys, I like that.
Does that have anything to do with the fact that a lot of coaches try to pair the older guys up with the younger guys? Does that kind of help the team gel together?
Oh yeah, this year's great chemistry. There's not one guy I really don't like anyway, so it's great chemistry and we work well together.
How do you deal with the pressure of being a preseason All-American?
You try not to think about that too much. You know, it's a nice honor to have, but once you get it, you kind of forget about it.
How easy or hard is that stuff to block out?
Not too hard. You know, my family and my friends keep me humble. You know, off the field, I really try not to think about baseball too much, so it's not too hard.
What do we think about fishing? Or?
Yeah, you know, stuff like that with my friends, hanging out in the backyard.
Yeah, Coach Chandler called you, strongest player pound for pound on the team. Does that surprise you at all, or?
Yeah, it does a little bit, but you know, I'm always overlooked because all these guys are 200 pounds plus. You know, it's huge, and I'm not like that, but you know, I try and keep up with them in the weights. Thanks, guys.
How much pressure do you feel it at all? You're the SEC player of the year. You had an All-American season last year, and you're coming back with obviously tremendous expectations.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to let it get to me. I got a bunch of great teammates and good coaching staff, and we're focused on the same goal. We want to eventually win the SEC again, hopefully, and eventually make the College World Series again. And that's all I can focus on. And whatever I can do to help the team win is what I'm trying to do.
How do you deflect it?
You just gotta stay tight knit as a team. I mean, just don't get caught up in the hype and focus on one thing at a time. And only thing I can do is go out and play, and everything else will take care of itself.
What's it like to go out there, with your roommates, some of your best friends, and kind of go through this, another year with them?
Oh, it's something else. I mean, just to be as tight knit as a team as we are, it's one in a lifetime. I mean, we had one group come in, and then every group that's coming after us has just absorbed into it. And it's a great honor to be able to be part of this team and hopefully make another stride this year.
What's gotten better with Mike Zunino since last year?
Everything. I'm trying to improve on everything. Trying to hit the weight room a little bit harder, working on my defense, working on my offense a little bit more, helping manage the staff. I mean, everyone has room to improve in everything, and I'm just trying to get better day in and day out.
How much does last year help you guys as a team? You guys were number one coming into the year. Is there anything you take from that you learned into this year?
Yeah, just to be able to take it one game at a time and focus solely on one game. And well, we know this year that we got a really good team coming in to start the season off, and we're gonna have to be ready to go right away. And just to be able to take it one game at a time, and regardless what happens early in the year, to be able to focus and regroup towards the end is what we're trying to focus on.
Is that easy or hard to do, and how much so?
I mean, it's sort of difficult to try to regroup sometimes. I mean, we went through a rough stretch last year, but once we overcame that, I believe that's when we started playing our best baseball. And like Sully tells us all the time, we're going to go through that stretch one time. It's a long season, and that's unfortunately going to happen sometime. But we just got to go and play focused baseball, and then once that stretch comes, just stay tight-knit as a team and just keep playing through it.
What have you guys, talked about Fullerton? Have you, started preparing at all? What has Sully told you guys?
I mean, obviously they're a really good team. I mean, they have a great resume. They got a great amount of talent there, and we're just going in there and trying to play as hard as we can every game. And it won't change when they come in, and just try to play focused baseball.
Who have you seen? You got a lot of new guys coming in and guys coming back. Who have you seen that's really stepped out as a guy that's just really improved since you first saw him?
Oh man, there's a bunch, but obviously seeing Turgeon back on the field and the way he swings the bat and plays second base, he's a good player. And Josh Tobias is another guy that comes out and works hard every day, and he's making great strides also.
Speaking of the new guys, how much do you spend time off field with the pitchers to get chemistry with them, the freshman pitchers?
A lot. I mean, it's one of those. I mean, we're here a lot as it is, but we're tight as a team and just like being together as it is. And it's one of those things where you just gotta spend time with each other to get to know each other and just see how everyone works. And then that's the time you need to spend together where we're on the field, everything clicks.
What have each of those new freshman pitchers kind of shown you through fall and now coming into the season? What are you excited about?
They've all improved since fall. They've all gotten a lot better. I mean, Sully's brought in a lot of power arms again, and they can all throw it really well. And it's just one of those. I'm excited to see them in some games and get some experience and hopefully make an impact for us.
What have you seen from the freshman catchers? And I know you guys out of nowhere. What is your job, as someone who's been there before, to kind of help them along?
Just show them the ropes. I mean, I was fortunate enough to have Hampton Tigner and Ben McMahon here when I was here to teach me everything. And I'm just hoping I can be as big an impact on them as they were to me. And I'm just trying to teach them everything, and Sully helps out. I'm just trying to do everything I can to get them as comfortable as I can.
I know Taylor's only been here for a couple of weeks, but what do you like about him?
Oh, I mean, he's fitting right in right away. And I know he's real young and passed up his senior season, but he's fitting in right away, and he works really hard. And I mean, he's one of those where he's already getting better as a catcher and a hitter, and he's a real good listener and catches on to stuff really quick.
Do you feel like you've gotten to the point where you could call an entire game now?
Yeah, but I believe I could. But there's also times where Sully and the other coaches have spent more time looking at film than I have and have a better sense of it. And it's one of those where I get a good deal of respect from Sully that he does let me call quite a bit of the game. And I mean, you just respect the times where you know he's obviously been around and knows players better than I do.
Is that quite possibly where your biggest growth has been since you've been here?
Yes, Sully's taught me a lot when it comes to just how to approach hitters and how to attack them. And I've learned that with our staff and how certain guys can go after them and how to look for certain flaws in hitters.
You know most of these guys so well now at this point. Is it almost like you'll call a pitch and they'll laugh later and say, I knew that's what you're going to call?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where I just feel the chemistry between me and the pitchers that are here, and I'm starting to develop that some with the new guys. It's just one of those where when you get on the same page and you look in the inning and you execute a pitch that you called and you're both on the same page, it's a rewarding feeling.
Who's the most stubborn guy?
Most stubborn
You
guy.
almost have to fight with them on what they want to throw.
Oh man, I don't think there's many.
Nobody?
I like to say Paco is, but the thing is, everything he has is so good that he can throw anything and get somebody out. So it's one of those where he likes to throw a little bit of everything. He definitely likes to mix it up most out of everybody.
You ever call something and somebody jacks it out and the guy comes to you?
Oh, I mean, I mean, not never blame it on me. I mean, sometimes it's the lack of execution, but I mean, pitch selection is only a small part of it.
Mike, you're the reigning SEC Player of the Year. You're a preseason All-American. You're ranked #1. How do you deal with all this pressure on the team?
I mean, just stay tight-knit as a team. I mean, like I said, stay focused as a team and just stay together and share the common goal and just to focus and play one game at a time. And that's all we can do. And I mean, just let it play out, and however it ends up, it ends up.
Sully and Hudson both talked about how competitive the weekend rotation is with one another, about bickering about who's better and all that kind of stuff. Just talk about the relationship between those three guys and how you kind of fit in there.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's one of those where it's a really tight-knit relationship, but they also want to compete. And I mean, everyone wants to be a Friday starter, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, and there's guys that want to get their way into the weekend rotation. But it's one of those where I fit in, and I think they're all really good. No questions about it. They've all proved it. But I let them, if they want to say something, I let them say it to Sully. I don't hop in too much. But they do a good job, and Sully gives them the best opportunity they can to compete and earn a spot, and I know they're grateful for that.
Given the success you guys have had the last couple, 3 years, what's the pressure on you guys, the older guys, to pass on what you've learned to the younger guys and get them to play it the way you guys have been taught to play it?
I mean, that's our biggest thing. We want to show the young guys how the program is supposed to be run, and the coaches have done a great job showing us and instilling those on us, all those rules and stuff. And all we can do is keep harping them on them, and they've already caught on. And I mean, that's up to them to carry that on when we leave, and hopefully they do.
What's this lineup done to improve offensively from last year to this year?
I mean, just consistently work. Try to strengthen our weaknesses. We weren't doing too great scoring runners from third early in games and early in counts. And we want to harp on that. We started every scrimmage in the fall with bases loaded, 1 out or no outs, whatever it was against South Carolina. And we just want to work on scoring runs and getting runs across the board.
How much does it help to have something like that kind of pounded into your head after a situation like that at South Carolina?
It makes you focus more. Just how much small details can actually have a big effect on the game, and it's unfortunate it ended up that way, but it taught us all a big lesson at the end.
You're known as one of the big power hitters here on this team. Have you done any work in the cages at all? More improvement?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I went through last year and I hit a little bit of a rut where I got a little bit too pull happy and tried to hit for too much power. So I'm just focused on just working on the outside corner, hitting balls the right field, and then if I get the pitch inside to hit, just be able to pull the trigger on that.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Mike.